Have you ever wanted to meet the real you? Well, get your notebook and your pen ready because tonight we're going to be jamming through 10 prompts about self-discovery. All right, what's up, party people? Gonna give everybody a few minutes to trickle in, and tonight we've got a really special edition of Journal Party Live. This is the first time we're gonna actually have a guest from outside the party, although soon she'll be part of the party, so it's all good. But I think everyone's in for a real treat this evening. We've got 10 prompts for self-discovery. So go ahead, say what's up in the chat. Let me know who is here, and we'll give everybody a minute. I'm going to put a little ticker on the bottom of the screen so people who might be scrolling by might know what's going on. All right, Darlene's place in the house. Misty's in the house. What's up? What's up, party people? We got Sammy here tonight. Ruth, one of our big winners from Dallas. All right, Charlene is here, another big winner. We've got a really good raffle for tonight. Our special guest is. Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise, although I guess you guys are going to find out soon enough. We've got Callie in the house tonight from 30 Days Journals, and we just started to sell 2 of her journals inside of the Journal Party store, and so I thought we could have her on here, kind of share her story a little bit later, and we're going to raffle off one of those 30 Days journals. So definitely want to stick around. Don't miss that. Deidre, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry you missed last week, but was it your birthday? If so, happy birthday. And if not, it's good to celebrate birthdays, so no harm, no foul. What's up, Mary? What's up, Kristen from Oregon? Awesome. All right. Well, we got lots of Marys in the party. I noticed that. Katie tuning in on YouTube. Got Surrey Cat also tuning in on YouTube from Central Illinois. Awesome. Welcome. Let me know if you're new. If anyone's new, let me know. I mean, I'm going to give the spiel about how this works anyway, but it's always good to know who's new here. I want to make sure we give you the proper welcome to the party. We got is it Shoni? Is it Chani? I want to say your name right, so if you can maybe do a phonetic thing in the chat, let me know so I don't butcher it. What's up? The Marys say what's up. All right. Couple more minutes. We got people trickling in, though. Let's see how... All right. About half and half, YouTube and Facebook this evening. Pretty good. What's up, Christina? The lo-fi beats. Actually, tonight is I found like a really good collection of funky soul stuff. I felt like that was kind of the vibe, especially for self-discovery, right? You got to get into the soul. Just get the soul about things. All right, Surrey Cat's a newbie. Okay, great. Stalking. I mean, following Journal Party for a while now. Great. Cool. Well, oh wow. Okay, people are writing in. Lots of newbies, it looks like. Tasha saying what's up. Nancy from North Carolina. All right, Nancy's new. Mary Ewing Clark is new. Shoni, I don't know, is new. All right, lots of newbies here. Okay, great. Well, so I'm going to give you the rundown of... okay, it's Shawnee. Got it. Okay, I will try to remember that. Susan, I'm also in Los Angeles. Welcome, fellow Angelino. Got Sammy here from Southern Louisiana. All right, we got a pretty good house, packed house tonight. Very good. All right, it was your birthday. Well, happy belated, and I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you're back, though. We got our regular June here, also another big winner from the raffles. All the ads are working, yeah. Well, that's a good thing because they're not cheap. I don't know that I've ever spent so much time and money on a project, but I do it for the love. I love you guys, so it's worth it. It's worth it if we can get more people in here because this really, talk about soul. This feeds my soul every time we do this. So, really happy to see that. Alrighty. Another first timer. Katie's in the house. Okay, so we're 6 minutes after. So let me catch everybody up, especially if you're new. 1 second here. Let me show this on the screen. So what you're seeing here is the Journal Party guided journaling platform, if you will. This is the web-based version, which can be accessed at any time by visiting app.journalparty.com. We also have a mobile version available. You can scan that QR code if you want to get it. And you can also just go to the Apple App Store, Google Play, and download it there. We've got tons of free prompts in there and free programs and stuff like that. But we also have a premium section, which is regularly $5 a month. We are running a lifetime deal on it right now. I'm sure if you're here, you'll probably see ads for it. But anyway. What we typically do on the Journal Party Lives is we like to debut our newest premium programs. And so it's kind of like a little bit of a sneak peek to what you get. The benefit of actually being a premium member is like, if you need a little more time or you want to go at your own pace or kind of do this a little bit a la carte, it's a little bit easier to do that. But also, if you ever miss one of these, you need to hop off for any reason, you can catch the replays either on our YouTube channel or by inside of the app under the program section. There's a Journal Party Live section. You can even stream this live through that. And that's probably the best way, if you ever got to hop off or anything, you want to catch one of these or just dig into the archives. We've done a lot of these at this point. So as I was saying, we have all these really great programs, these guided journaling programs. Now, our app is not an app that you journal and write into like most journaling apps. It's really just meant to be opened up alongside your regular pen and paper journal. And the idea is you pick a program and it's going to guide you through what we call a power prompt playlist, which is a fancy way of saying it's a list of prompts, and it's got player controls, kind of like a playlist would. So instead of songs, you're going through a playlist of prompts, and you can pause, skip around at your leisure. And for tonight, you don't actually need to have the app open because I'm going to stream it live on here, and I will read the prompts for everybody and then kind of fade into the background. And at the very end, we all like to hang out and share our insights. Often when we dive deep into our journals, we reemerge with new insights, things that we've learned about ourselves, things that we've learned about the world just by thinking about it. And it's really fun, now that we have a community that we can kind of share all of these insights and learn from each other. And it's also just a real good time. Even if you don't have insights, you can just, talk and hang out. We're a sweet little community here. And so everyone's real supportive. And so don't be shy, but, also no pressure. This is super low key, super casual. Take from it, what you need. When you see the prompts, I'll read them as well, but the idea is to just start writing. Tonight we have 10 prompts. Let me get into this program here. So we got 10 prompts tonight about self-discovery. I figured we could roll with that theme since we've got Callie here to show off her 30 days of self-discovery journal. But anyway, so I'll read the prompts, fade off into the background. We'll go through it at the end, and that's pretty much it. If you don't worry if you don't know what to write about. I tend to just start writing the question if I don't know what to write about, and that usually, just the act of getting my pen moving, getting a little bit of momentum is usually helpful. And even if you're not feeling the prompt, just riff, do whatever you want. This is, your journal is your space. It's for you, and there's no wrong way to do this. So make this your party. And, of course, I'll help guide the way, but ultimately, this is a self-directed sort of solution here. So, I guess I'll leave it at that. Try not to be too long-winded here. All right, let me get rid of this QR code here. And let me get rid of the little streamer here so people know to just start writing. All right. So, in order to just start writing, I ought to get these prompts going. So, I'm going to hit this little start now button that you can't see. And if you all are ready, go ahead and open up that journal, get your pen ready, and I'll count us down. Alrighty, your first prompt of the evening, true self. Describe a moment when you felt truly yourself. What made that moment special? Alrighty, next prompt, admired qualities. What qualities do you admire most in yourself and why? All right, next prompt, core belief. Write about a belief or value that is central to your identity. Next prompt, surprising moment. When was the last time you surprised yourself? What happened? Next prompt, personal strengths. List some of your strengths. How do they shape your daily life? Passion focus. What are you passionate about? And how does it influence your choices? Here comes your next prompt. Discovery through challenge. Reflect on a challenge you've overcome. How did it change your perspective? Oops, almost missed that one. Defining success. How do you define success for yourself? Has this definition changed over time? Write about it. All right, didn't miss this one. Disconnection reflection. Write about a time you felt disconnected from yourself. What did you learn from that experience? All right, here's your next one. New insights. What's something new you've learned about yourself recently? Am I? Hold on. Okay. There I am. What's up, party people? How'd everybody do? Did you all discover yourselves? Your true, authentic selves? Hopefully. I had a pretty good time with those prompts. So for you new folks, typically at the end of our little journal jam session there, what we like to do is just, take a look at what you've written and see if you've emerged with any insights that you'd like to share with the group. You never have to share what you wrote, but because we're a community and we're kind of making this a communal activity, it's always fun to share if you got some golden nuggets from deep within. I usually start us off because I know it takes a minute to type stuff in, but while I yammer away for a minute, feel free to key in whatever insights you have. And also, we've got Callie in the house from 30 Days Journals. She's been kind of chilling in the background here, and we'll pull her in just a moment because she's got some really cool stuff to share with us all. But anyway, let me kick it off here. So, core belief. I think I've touched on this one in the past because it's something that I've sort of teased out for myself. I have this core belief that there's a creative solution to every problem, and I think it's really served me well. Just because obviously, if you're a creative type in particular, it's real easy to get excited about projects that you're working on. It's easy to bite off a lot more than you can chew. And, with any project, no matter what it is, no matter how excited you are about it, inevitably it's going to get difficult, and inevitably you're going to face problems and challenges. And I think, just the belief that, deep within the wellspring of your own creativity, it is a solution to every problem. I think that has been a core belief that's really served me in the past, just because, rather than giving up, I know that it's down there somewhere. And also, I think, maybe there's like a tangential belief associated with this, is that, it's not always there when you ask for it. And so maybe something about timing, divine timing. I kind of believe in that, when those insights are meant for you to have, they tend to emerge. So that's a core belief that I had here. Let me see you guys all already typing stuff in here. Let's see. Okay, Deborah had to check out. Got Surrey Cat. With all the medical issues, I am strong. I definitely need help finding my way, but I am strong. I want to help others. My definition of success has definitely changed over the years, especially since my diagnosis. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a good thing to affirm for yourself, your own strength. Sorry to hear about the medical issues, but if deep down, you believe in your own strength, then, that's something that you can lean into, and hopefully it sounds like it's serving you. So thanks for the share there. Let's see. We got Sammy says, my nugget, my failures open the door to my successes. That's cool. Kind of like, I got a revolving door of those myself. But yeah, totally. That's a really optimistic way of looking at things. I think having an optimistic tilt is something that has tended to serve me as well. Let's see. Robin says, I've discovered I am way more creative than I had ever imagined. I am currently writing a short story. Well, we would love to read your short story if you're willing to share it in the Facebook group, but no pressure on that. And I think everyone is creative at heart. I mean, especially if you subscribe to the idea that, you were created in the image of a creator, then, that would, I know not everyone's like religious and spiritual like that, but that would indicate that everyone does have that creativity inside of them. And so to discover that and to be able to cultivate that is, I think, really powerful. Oh, I lost myself in the chat. Here we go. Thomasine, truly enjoyed this subject tonight. Very introspective and interesting. Yeah, self-discovery is a cool one. I mean, and I actually have to give props to Callie, our special guest tonight, because this session was a bit inspired by her. Actually, Callie, I can see you. No one else can see you right now. Are you down to get pulled into the chat here? Maybe. I think she's frozen. Oh no. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I will. Okay. We got her logged in on a second one. There we go. Hold on. Let me pull you in here. There you are. What's up, Callie?
Sorry, I jumped off and got on my personal hotspot because I was like, it's gonna work better than my Wi-Fi, and then right the second you needed me.
It's rough up there. And where are you in? Milwaukee?
I am about 90 minutes north of Milwaukee. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. Oh, yep. Okay.
Very cool.
Yep, even more north. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Been to Milwaukee once. So once upon a time, I used to tour in a rock band, and we went to Milwaukee and lacrosse. You familiar with
yes.
lacrosse?
Lacrosse is beautiful. Yeah.
Cool little town. Really, really neat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everyone, for those of you who aren't aware, I think I've mentioned it several times now. This is our special guest, Callie from 30 Days Journals. And, Callie, I think, I has been kind of like in my awareness just in this journaling space, because I think we probably started like putting out content at around the same time.
Yeah.
And so I've just kind of seen you growing and doing really cool things, and I seen you releasing all these journals, and it's really inspiring, as someone else who's, I feel like we're kind of coming at it at different angles, but it's really cool to see, like, I don't know, a lot of people talk about what they want to do, and like to actually produce something that's like a physical, like tangible creation is, first off, it's harder than people realize, but also on that note, it's easier than you probably think. Like, I wouldn't discourage people from creating things because it's too hard or anything like that. But either way, it's something that sort of admired from afar. And when we launched the new Journal Party shop and put a guided journaling section in there, I was like, well, we gotta get some of the homegrown stuff. I can't just be stocking the 5-minute journal and everything like that. So yeah. So why don't you share a little bit about your journey and how you came to get into this space and create the things that you've been creating.
Yeah, I mean, just like you were saying, with it becoming a tangible product, that you have a vision for, and then it actually becomes something, that last prompt where it's something that you've learned about yourself, recently. And this journey has definitely made me shift my thought process away from I'm someone who starts things but doesn't finish them to like I'm actually someone who carries out a passion project, because that's really what it started as, was just a passion project. And now it's at the point where I have 11, journals out there available for sale. I have a bunch others in the background, hoping to have their release at some point too. So yeah, working through it to get to a full like collection of journals has been, I'm just very proud of myself for that, because I struggled to get to that point, to be able to actually finish or follow through with something.
Yeah, finishing things is underrated. It's so easy to start stuff, but finishing stuff is really hard. And I actually have a buddy of mine. He I don't know if he made this up. There's a quote that he said to me that I attribute to him, just because I remember him telling me it. But he said, "Geniuses finish things," and I kind of just hear that in my head whenever I'm like, I'm gonna not do not complete this thing. And it's served me well. And I think I don't know. Did you ever find, like, what do you think, like, would prevent you from finishing things in the past? Like, I mean, for me, I think it was like a little bit of perfectionism, or like just fear of like putting something out there and having people not enjoy it. I mean, what has your experience been like in that sense?
I'm sure it's some of that. Also, just like if I didn't get immediate like traction from it, I would just lose, I just get discouraged and lose my, excitement for it. It's like
Yeah.
when you're so passionate about something, you think everyone else will be too, and it's
Right.
hard to like come to the reality that either you have to explain it or it's just not going to sit the same with other people. So that, and then I think, honestly, I just think everything has led me to this. Like, I've started a bunch of Instagram accounts before. Uh, thank you. Just wait until it's, super humid and then they're not going to be so cute. But I have, I've done a bunch of Instagram accounts. I've made workbooks before. I've tried to design like planners and things like, and I think, or blogs and all of that. And all of that, like, those little failures have really just led me to this point because I've learned so much in the process.
Yeah, well,
So
that's a huge like realization and insight.
yeah,
Is that just that failures are a part of it, no matter what you're doing. But if you can view them as learnings, then
yeah, for sure,
then it's not a waste. And I mean,
totally.
certainly had our share of that in developing this project. So I
Yeah.
definitely understand. And so I guess why journaling? Like how did you come to that? And maybe share a little bit about your own personal story.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a very strong love of writing. I'm a strong writer. It's honestly how I communicate my thoughts best. I struggle to articulate my thoughts in the moment, especially if it's like a emotional feeling. If I'm arguing with my husband, I just want to be like, can we just stop so I can write it out and then I can communicate it better to you. So it's always been something that I've really connected with. I didn't feel like it was something that truly like served me until a few years ago when, I started having my kids and I felt so disconnected from myself, the whole like loss of identity with being a new mom. My marriage was struggling. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. It just felt like I was in that like nothing is going the way that I thought it was going to for my life. And journaling has honestly the biggest gift that I find of it. And I'm glad you brought me in on the self-discovery night is because I feel like that's all I do with journaling is discover my beliefs, my values, my thoughts, my intuition, all of those things. I am someone who journals for expression and reflection. I don't necessarily journal for like keeping track of what happened during the day or, I do brain dumps for sure. But for the most part, like I want to go there when I journal. I want to get to the core of my feelings, the issues. It's really the time when I feel the most honest with myself because if I write something and like, for an example, with my degree, I'm an occupational therapist. And so for a long time, I thought OT was like the thing that I wanted to do with my entire life. And I started like letting myself be honest with myself and say like, I don't think I want to do OT anymore. And just like writing that to myself felt like such a relief. And so it's that ability to just be truly honest with yourself. And sometimes you don't even know what's honest or not until you start to write it and process it because you have all the voices of everyone else, in your
Right.
ears. So
I like to call it
that's
head
where,
garbage.
yes,
I have
for
so much of
sure.
it, and then like eventually, it's kind of like I don't know if you ever done morning pages, but
Yes.
whether or not you're doing like just straight up stream of consciousness, I find that like the truth starts to come out at around like 2
It does.
pages. Like once
And you
you're
can't not tell yourself the truth. Like once you realize you're lying, you're like your whole body just tenses. That's where I'm learning about like the actual truth of my life or my wants or desires or whatever it might be. So yeah.
So you brought up something pretty interesting, which was that you don't journal you do brain dumps or whatever, and we'll write down what has happened. But I think that's like sort of a misconception about this whole thing, which
Yep.
is just that it's not just writing about what happened in your day. I mean, it can be, but I think there's if you allow yourself to go to these places and to really be honest with yourself, and you know, it's tough. I think you have to be kind of brave to do it, because it doesn't always feel great, like, to
For sure.
face truth of what's going on, but the rewards of doing that consistently are tremendous. And so
Yeah,
I think my fiance, like, I didn't realize that was that was like sort of the notion about journaling until, you know, she was like, oh, you actually like write about, like, you know, you have like intentions and topics, and like,
right.
you know, it's
I
more of like an exploratory thing. And I think it's cool to be able to unlock you know, the deeper aspects of the practice for people.
Yeah.
So
In some ways, I wish there was another word for it. You know, some people say like keeping a diary, but that doesn't feel right to
Right.
me. You know, so
journaling's like a new word. I mean, I don't know if you
Right.
type it into if you type it into like a Word doc, it'll give you the little red squigglies. Like,
Yes.
that's like not a thing.
Yep.
Or like a journaler
It's
is like not a thing
verb.
in the dictionary.
Yeah.
I think we're changing that though, so that's good.
For sure. Yeah.
So do you have I would hope you have some of your journals handy. Would you mind showing off?
I mean, I can go grab one real fast.
Yeah, please. We're gonna raffle one off tonight.
Okay, let me go get it. I will be right back.
All right, let me pull her off here. All right, so let me take a look. I seen you guys typing in here and stuff, so appreciate all the comments and all the shares. Yes, be sure to like this and support Callie and I. We've been hard at work trying to bring journaling to the masses, so you know, any little bit helps. So really appreciate that. Let's see, Darlene says, passion is what helps get it done and make it successful. Congratulations to you both, for sure, and thank you. All right, we got Callie back here. Let's see.
I'm back.
You're back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Here we go. So here is the collection as of now. So there's
That's
11
impressive.
different journals.
And so each one of those is like a 30-day adventure.
Yeah, so these are 30 days of self-discovery, which was my baby. That was my first one and a favorite still. 30 days of taking back your power. That's for like healing from people-pleasing, codependency, empowering yourself to like use your voice. 30 days of gratitude is probably our most popular, but it's and the thing about these is that I don't go surface level. I go deep. There's 30 prompts per title, and each prompt it's tough. It's meant to kind of pierce. It's meant to really make you think. You won't leave every session feeling neat and tidy, because that's just not life. So the gratitude one is for equal weight of prompts between good and beautiful parts of your life and hard and bad and ugly ones. So it's a favorite amongst the masses. There's some for parenting in here, preparing for birth, honoring the loss of a loved one. So lots of different topics. And the goal is to have dozens. I just want dozens. I want a whole library shelf full of journals. But yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Here's the look of it. There's a
it's pretty good size too. Nice.
Yep. Yeah. And each page, and I always point this out to people because it's usually not something that they think of. Each page, you know, that will have a prompt. It has 4 open pages of writing. And I say you don't have to use all of that, but you could do 1 or 2, come back in a year or 2, do them all again and see how things have changed, evolved, how you would answer things differently. So there's a lot of growth that can be had, and reflection and exploration all within it.
That's pretty cool. It's kind of like it, you know, it can't help but become a little bit of like a time capsule for yourself.
For sure.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what a journal is anyway, but
you look back at your journals?
I do. I have the worst handwriting ever. And so it's really hard for me to actually read what I've written, but I have, and it's crazy. Like, I mean,
it is.
You know, I've been alive for a while now, so I would hope that I would have had some sort of a character arc of my own, and
right.
It is pretty cool though. I mean, one of the things that I've noticed though, I mean, I tend to journal, you know, with personal growth in mind. I mean, I think that you know, half of it is like dealing with, or, you know, just coping with this thing we call life and, you know, existence and how I am and how I show up in the world. But, you know, the other, you know, I used to I don't really keep a bullet journal anymore, but I used to do that, and then I sort of like merged like my practices a little bit with that. And so one of the things that I've noticed is like how effective journals are at helping you take down those goals. Like when I look back and I remember like writing some of these things and thinking like there's no way that's going to happen. But I mean, I've got the receipts, right? Like and it's really cool to be able to go back and like over time, I think that, having witnessed that for myself, it's like, oh, okay, I actually feel a lot more confident, like taking on new challenges, because I know that like I've been able to, to overcome certain things. And, it's interesting.
Build that trust with yourself. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, and an insight that I actually pulled through tonight's prompts though was, I was thinking about some of the things that, just some of the things that I've accomplished, or that I've discovered about myself. This was on the discovery prompt, I think, which was like, I'm of all the things that like I value that like have come into my life, or that like I probably have celebrated as like wins. If I actually dig deep, like I can't believe how much of it like didn't have to do with something I did directly. It's just kind of interesting that you can like put intentions out into the world, and then like, regardless or in spite of yourself, like have them kind of just come, right on time. And so, that's it's a weird thing. I don't, I can't claim to understand the mechanism behind it 100%, but it's definitely an interesting thing to witness that like, it's not, I wouldn't call it like, wishes fulfilled or anything like that, but it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. Like how it's like, oh, you'll need money for something. And it's like, you work your butt off to like earn that money, but like, then it comes from somewhere else. Like, like last minute.
It's happened to me too.
So weird. Weird. All right. So let's see. We've got, you're getting a lot of props and praise for the journals here. So I'm really glad we had an opportunity for you to come on and show those off. So I think, let's see, it's already 7:00 here. So gosh, what time is it in your neck of the woods?
It's 9:03, past my bedtime.
Yeah, and we've got some folks on the East Coast who are staying up late. So they're probably hanging around because we're about to raffle off one of these journals. So all right, folks. You don't have to do anything to enter the raffle. It's just gonna do it. So I hope everyone's ready. Here we go. Let's see who wins. This is gonna be for the self-discovery one.
Cool.
All right. Here we go. Who's the big winner? Who's it gonna be? All right, Misty Anders Clements. Congratulations.
Cool.
You are now the proud owner of a 30 days self-discovery journal. What's the official title? It's 30 days.
30 days of self-discovery. Yep.
And then what's the good, the bad, and
that's the gratitude one.
Oh, that's the gratitude one. My bad.
Yes. Yep. No, I think the tagline was like insightful prompts for, I don't know, deeper, more clarity about the real you or something like that. But yeah.
You know what though? I like the good, the bad, and is it the good, the bad, and the ugly, or
good, bad, beautiful, and ugly?
Beautiful and ugly. You know that I think I'll have to take a closer look at the gratitude one, because it that's an interesting topic of discussion. Is just like
it is.
As much it's really easy to be grateful, for the good things, but to be able to to find a way to be grateful for your experience, no matter how you're judging it as like a human being, is super, super powerful. So
I think one of the prompts in there is like, write about something you're grateful for that you never thought you'd be grateful for, just as a way to reflect on, your life story and some of those things that you never ever thought you'd actually be grateful for going through. So
yeah. Well, I think I feel like after enough times pass from any experience, it's maybe it's like a cognitive dissonance thing, like we have to like find a way to like integrate these things, but it definitely feels better when you're consciously aware and can like assign gratitude to something in the moment, rather than like having to justify it to yourself in hindsight. So all right, Misty, congratulations. You are the winner here. So
cool.
I'm not sure if she's in our Facebook group or not. But let's see. I don't want to expose her address to everybody. Let me see if I can I can DM her or something like that. Well, we'll figure it. Let me just write down the name so we know. And yeah, we've been raffling stuff off here. Super fun.
So
It's a
fun.
party. All right, Anders Clemens. All right, so I will reach out to you and Missy if you do see some way to message the channel or DM me. That would probably be easiest. Just let me know where you want that journal sent, and I'll have the warehouse ship it up or box it up and ship it off to you. There we go. Oh, you are in the Facebook group. Okay, yeah. So just send me a private message there, and let me know where you want this thing sent out. And all right, so I see we've got a pretty vulnerable share that just popped in here. I'm grateful for my cancer. It taught me so much about life, love, and living. That it like
That's
first
it.
off, like that is really powerful, and I hope everybody can kind of like soak that in for a moment because that's a tough one, right? Like that is like the scariest shit you are ever gonna encounter. But to find a way to be grateful for it I mean what a way to like transform that experience. And I think I've talked about this in the past on some of our lives. My father had terminal cancer. Gosh, I guess almost a decade ago now. And he had it for a long time. And I think like, obviously there's like the shock of the moment, finding that out and like, what does this mean and everything like that. But one of the things that, kind of like the silver lining of it all was like, once we kind of just, acknowledged the truth of the situation and what we were up against, it's like, well, what's left? What is left there? And what was left was a lot of love and the realization that everything is finite in this life, and especially the things that you love. It would behoove us to become aware of those things that we love and call them out and really celebrate them and really enjoy them. And so while it's a cancer is a horrific thing, there's no doubt about that. But I will say, like, after, at least in our experience, like, we were going on vacations, we were having like these amazing dinners, and like everything just became an excuse to celebrate just the fact that we were all there together. So I know that's a really it's a really tough one. And just I want to give props to you, Surrey Cat, because that is it's tough to get there, and it's really easy to it. I know it well. I have to be careful not to speak from someone else's experience and only from my own, but it must be so tough to get there. If that's what's directly challenging you in that moment. And so to be able to have get that sort of perspective and self-awareness and just kind of orient yourself in this whole experience, despite whatever the circumstances are telling you. I think that's just so powerful. And that's something we kind of talk about on here a lot, is like circumstances, it's real easy to take a look at your circumstances and let that dictate like how your experience is, like what your state of being is. But I think like if you really take a look at it, I think like most people have it upside down and backwards. Like it's not necessarily the circumstances that are creating this experience for you so much as like how you're actually showing up, your essence, your being. And that is actually perhaps what is what I mean can create a better experience for you. So I really appreciate that share. I know that's a tough one, but look, I think we're all a supportive family here, and I'm really happy that you feel comfortable enough to share something like that with us all, because we've all not to say like anyone else's life experience isn't, equally as, impressive or important or valid. But I just think it's cool that, we can show up from all different walks of life here. We've got, people who are older, we've got people who are younger, men, women, all different beliefs and orientations here. And I just think it's so cool that, like, first off, as journalers, we're the type of people who have decided to be brave enough to go in and actually, confront, not that it has to be a confrontational thing, but just to at least embrace whatever it is that is going on, and search for something deeper with the goal of emerging better. And I think that it's really cool that we've somehow put together a group of people who all share that and have that in common, because I think we can all learn a lot from each other. So really appreciate everybody hopping on the call tonight. This was a pretty good one. We had a lot of people show up, and thank you so much, Callie. You are officially our
Yeah.
first Journal Party Live guest. So
Yay! I'll be back. This was
yeah,
fun. The
definitely,
prompts were great.
Anytime you've got a new release, you are now a friend of the party. So normally we don't let people promote and stuff, but your stuff's cool here. You are totally welcome.
You sought me. I didn't reach out to you. So
That is true. That is true. I admired your stuff. So appreciate you coming on.
thank
Folks,
you.
I know if you didn't win, definitely check out the store. We've got her gratitude journal in there, as well as the self-discovery one. So maybe pick some of those up, because if I see that you guys are buying them, I'm going to buy all of her stuff and stock it in the store. So give us a little incentive there. All right, folks. Well,
Cool.
I see all the love coming in, and I want to reflect it right back at all of you. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Guys, it's been real. So hope you found some self-discovery, and about to sign off. So Callie, any parting words for anybody?
I just want to say thank you for doing this. I mean, like you said, I think journaling is an emerging, mental health tool, connection tool, any of that. And I commend you for doing this as well. Cause yeah, we all have our different, little niches, even within the small realm of journaling. So keep up your work as well. And I'll be cheering you on from Wisconsin. And
Awesome.
yeah, I'm excited to see how yours evolves as well.
Great. Well, appreciate that. All right, folks.